Alright, we start with the flag that, everyone knows. I'm not the biggest fan of rainbow flavor or anything. It kind of confuses me. It's a little bit too sweet for me. But I think this would be just an okay kind of thing, but my stomach's a bit weak, so I will get sick. Alright, now we have this one. It's a little bit more encompassing, more identities, but that also just makes it very, very difficult to eat. If one rainbow would confuse my stomach, this is gonna give me heartbreak. I'm going to die of a heart attack the second that I put down my fork, and I'm just not digging it. Alright, so here we have the lesbian pride flag, and this one gives me a bit more of red velvet vibes, so I'm thinking that if it was like a dry thing, like a cupcake or a cookie, I would like it, but if it was a cake, then, you know me, I will get sick. If it's a drink, I will get sick, but overall, pretty good. I like it so far. Yeah. So this is the flag for gay men and non-binary folks in there. And I'm not the biggest fan of blue flavors, but I'm not opposed to them. I can like them. And I think that this flag is really something that you don't taste often. I think that, like the colors, they're not as bright as the others, if that makes sense. I think it's toned down enough. So as long as it keeps kind of toned down, I think it won't be too sweet. I think it'll be a great, enjoyable experience. So this is the heterosexual pride flag. Though it's not exactly used in allyship. The one in allyship is more of the one with a rainbow streak through it. But this one just seems so difficult to eat. I mean, it feels like it's gonna be burnt. It like either that or it tastes like nothing. And I don't want to eat it if it tastes like nothing, because I'm imagining just Cool Whip, and I'm not a fan of that. I'm gagging thinking about it, man. So here we have the bisexual flag for those who are attracted to multiple genders, varying levels depending on the person, and kind of like the lesbian flag, it gives me the vibe that it's gonna be a very deep, rich taste. And, I have to be careful with that. I have the weakest stomach on the planet Earth now that I do this video, but somehow I feel like it gives me the vibe that I'm gonna wait and it's gonna melt in my mouth. Maybe it'll be like candy, or maybe it'll just be a really weird aftertaste feeling. But yeah, I'm getting okay vibes from it. A little bit less than the lesbian flag, but still pretty good. Not the worst, not the best. So next we have the pansexual flag, which is basically for people who feel that gender doesn't really play a factor into who they're attracted to. And right off the bat, I'm getting great vibes from this. I mean, I would love to just bite into a pansexual marshmallow, because this just looks so perfectly sweet. It's not like bright and radiant, but it's just sweet. I don't know how to describe it. Like, just put that on a candy, put that in frosting, filling, I don't care. I want to eat pansexual. So this is the asexual flag. It's a bit of an umbrella term, so it's a little bit harder to encapsulate, but basically, asexual itself just means that someone doesn't experience sexual attraction, but really it means something different to every person. So to me, this kind of gives me dark chocolate vibes, even though it really doesn't look the part. I don't know how. But yeah, like the others, bisexual and lesbian, it gives me a rich kind of taste, but again, dark chocolate, it makes me think that I'm not going to eat much of it, It makes me feel like I'm going to be healthier, kind of. So I do appreciate that. But, it's not really something that I'd go to, like, after a long day of school or working. It's more something that I would go to if I ran out of my other food. So that doesn't really reflect well on it. But yeah, it's a rich taste. Probably adults will like it a lot more, but not specifically my demographic. Now we have the aromantic flag. You could count it maybe under the asexual umbrella. It's for people who don't really experience romantic attraction. Again, varies from individual to individual what that exactly means. But here, one part of me wants to say that's mint, and I don't like mint. It's it's like dark chocolate, I guess. But like, one part of me also says it's green, it's interesting. This will be a new flavor, and like I'll feel very rejuvenated after it. I'm not completely sure. I'm very conflicted. So I'm gonna say that it's not mint. So the bottom half doesn't really interest me. It's the grayness and the black. I'm not really feeling like I'll taste much from this. It would be more of a less is more kind of thing. So not bad. So now we have the transgender flag. It's for people who don't identify with the gender they were assigned at birth. And this one is actually the one that inspired me to do this whole video, because I've always thought that the transgender flag would taste great as ice cream. And, I'm a big fan of strawberry ice cream, and all that pink in there really makes me think this is a good experience. And topped with, like, just some accents. I'm talking like an art piece, but some accents of blue and then a little bit of white. I think it will be a wonderful scoop of ice cream. 10 out of 10. Wonderful. So now we're at the non-binary flag. This is for people who don't really feel their gender fits within the male and female binary. Often associated with them are they/them pronouns, though again it varies from person to person. To me, this flag really feels like explosive for some reason. It bears a resemblance to the asexual flag for me, but it's not the same. It doesn't feel dulled down. It doesn't feel really. It just feels so experimental and explosive. I don't know how to describe it. It's just so many. It's a lot of different tastes. It doesn't feel like it's all being like crashed together, but it's just gonna be very new, very revolutionary. So now we have the agender flag. You might count it under the non-binary umbrella. It's basically for people who feel they are gender-free or genderless. And I don't know, somehow it gives me kind of the vibe of green tea, though I've never had green tea before, I'm pretty sure. It feels kind of like I'm not going to get much out of this. It'll be sweet, it'll be maybe healthy, but that's about it. So now we're at the intersex flag. It's for people who have been born with anatomy that is both male and female. Sometimes it's found out in puberty, sometimes it's found out at birth, but basically their bodies don't really fit our stereotypical definitions of a male and female body. And to me, I tried to think of it in the context of like ice cream before, but really I'm thinking of like a custard or a donut. And that is really, like, I love that. It also kind of reminds me of ube, which is just beautiful. That stuff slaps so much. And another part of me is thinking it's like a glazed donut. But whatever it is, it's sweet, it's solid, and it's gonna be a good time. Alright, so today I went through a bunch of pride flags and ranked them based on their taste. Did I get to all of them? Not even close. There's a whole lot more, and I only went through a few common ones, also in gender and sexuality. So yeah, maybe I'll do another one day. I'm not sure. This doesn't mean anything about my opinions on the literal identities. This is their taste. Yeah, so I tried to be a little bit educational because I realized not everyone might know what these mean, and also I don't even know who's watching. It doesn't really matter in the end, but yeah. Tell me if you think maybe you have different interpretations on the flag's tastes, because I am interested. I had some trouble really formulating opinions, especially on the ones with what I described as richer colors. I really tried to think hard about this, but I didn't get very far. So yeah, tell me if you have other interpretations about their tastes, tell me what you think of them, and goodbye.